Call the work session to order. First item on our agenda, I'd like to introduce our new county agent, Miss Jenna Kicklighter.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Like Mr. Slaughter said, I'm going to introduce Miss Jenna Kicklighter. She's our new Ag and Natural Resource Extension Agent. And I'm sure everybody knows who she is by now, have seen her. But Jenna's from Turner County. She graduated from Turner County High School. She went to ABAC and got an associate degree in science. And then she went on to UGA campus in Tipton and got a bachelor's degree in agri-science and environmental systems. And then she decided to go on and get a master's degree too. So she got a master's in what's called MPPM, which is Masters in Plant Protection and Pest Management. So while she was doing that, she gained a lot of in-class experience, and she worked for 5 years for Dr. David Riley, who was an entomologist with the USDA. So she got to meet a lot of researchers and did a lot of ag research. And while she was there, she kind of became an expert in an insect called a cowpea curculio. Anybody ever heard of that one? Anybody ever eaten some peas and found a little sting on it? Mm-hmm. That's what does that. So if you have that problem and see that, you know Jenna's not getting it done out there. So no stings on the peas. But actually, it's a very difficult insect that's kind of emerged in the last few years. This really tough on the people who grow peas. But
how do you control it?
You can't. There aren't any pesticides that you can control it with. They're all resistant, but they're still working on it. But Jenna also co-authored 2 papers on that insect. Jenna's passion is to conduct ag research and improve production in agriculture and to help individuals with ag problems. So please join me in welcoming Ms. Jenna Kicklighter to Lowndes County.
Absolutely. Ms. Kicklighter, welcome, as we said, to Lowndes County. We look forward to working with you as well, and based on what her expertise is, then I'm sure that the folks in the phone calls, as soon as she gets around in the community about yard pests and garden pests, she'll be quite busy. So again, thank you. Welcome to Lowndes County, and look forward to working with you. Commissioners, inside your package, you'll find your minutes for approval from the work session of August the 10th, from your regular session minutes from August the 11th. Between now and tomorrow evening, if you have not already had the opportunity, please review those minutes. If there are any additions, deletions, or corrections, please see Ms. Duke so that they can be taken care of prior to tomorrow evening's meeting. Also, agenda item 6 for your consideration, we'll move right along, is your beer and wine license for a Dollar General number 15258 at 5353 Madison Highway. This is the Dollar General, I believe, that's on the corner of Jumping Gully Road and the Madison Highway in Clyteville. Ms. Black?
Yes, sir. This Dollar General is applying for the license for the sale of beer and wine for consumption off premises. They do not currently have an alcohol license.
Any questions for Ms. Black? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to agenda item 6B, surveying and engineering services for Stewart Circle. Mr. Fletcher.
Yes, sir. Engineering staff has requested a proposal from Innovate Engineering Services for the surveying, right-of-way deed preparation, and engineering design of Stewart Circle. Stewart Circle is located in the Mineola area off of Old US 41. Once we get Stewart Circle paved, it will serve as a secondary ingress and egress point for the Bow North commercial development. We chose Innovate Engineering Solutions because they are the engineer of record for the Bow North development and have a lot of surveying knowledge in that area. And Lowndes County Water and Sewer serves this area of Stewart Circle for future development growth.
Any questions for Mr. Fletcher? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to agenda item 6C, the Internet Bandwidth Contract. Mr. Costu? He's not here.
He's not here, Mr. Chairman. Paul's going to fill in for him. Mr. Chairman, this contract is to update and renew our internet contract with V-Wave. It will allow us to have more stable communications through the internet and will give us a better price than what we had 9 years ago.
Any questions for staff?
Just one, Bill. It says $900 a month for MediaCom and $1,200 a month for V-Wave. Does V-Wave own MediaCom? I mean, vice versa? Who is it with?
It's actually going to be two separate contracts. V-Wave is going to handle all county business, so payments for utilities, for traffic citations, all county-related business. The MediaCom is going to be for everything else, for normal internet browsing, streaming music, that sort of thing. So that'll, because they're separated, that'll make sure that the county-related stuff will be a lot more stable.
Any other questions?
Although we don't encourage nor allow streaming of music or such, right, Paul?
Correct.
And I guess I'm glad you clarified that too. So I was wondering also about. I thought we were more of a standalone versus dealing with MediaCom. I didn't know we had a contract with MediaCom. I guess that's what I'm saying. I mean, he probably might not know.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Well, I understand, when you say standalone, and I'm not real sure that I can answer your question professionally, because I'm just not that good in the internet, but, just like in my private business, I mean, we get internet services from providers of internet, and I would think that local government would have to do the same thing.
That's correct.
Which is what this is.
And we have been, we've been using 12, 15 megs, is that right?
15, yes.
And we have consistently been bumping up against 25 and 30. And so we needed to expand that because of the continued increase from all of our activities and all of the users. So if y'all remember, about 2 months ago, they closed that window on us back to 15, and where we had been accustomed to about, like I say, 25 megs, and that was very difficult for about 3 or 4 days until we were able to get that working. So this is something that IT and I have been talking about since the very beginning of summer.
Any other questions? Okay. Hearing none, county manager report. Mr. Pritchard.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask county engineer to give you an update on an item that I'd like you to consider adding to the agenda. Mike?
Yes, sir. We had our pre-bid meeting for the water and sewer extension projects at South Perimeter Road that will serve the Lowndes Middle School area. When we had our pre-bid meeting, it was determined that we would not be able to meet our January 1st target date for the booster pump station if we went with our standard bid, which was to continue on through the bid process, allow the contractor to request the specs, and then order the pump. We were looking at a mid-February delivery date. So Friday, I talked to the county manager. I have worked with the pump company. The county specs out Peerless pumps. The Peerless pump representative for the Southeast is Templeton and Associates. And I have worked with them and have got a guaranteed delivery date of December the 18th. So we will have the pump here by December 18th. If we buy it, the price will be not to exceed $300,000. We will not pay any sales tax and will not have to pay any markup through a contractor. So what I'm requesting for you today is to allow us to put this on the agenda tomorrow night, to where I can issue them a purchase order to purchase the booster pump station, to where it will be here no later than December 18th. I've spoken with the contractors that were bidding the project. All of them said that if we had it by then, they could, everything could still be up and running by January 1, because they'll have everything ready and just set it in place and hook it up. So that's what I'm requesting, is that we add that tomorrow night so the county can purchase the pump and move on and meet our January 1st deadline.
Any questions for Mr. Fletcher?
Will the original bid drop by that much money?
Yes, sir. The original bid will drop that. Yes, sir.
All right. If I can I get a show of hands of who would consider adding this agenda item? Okay.
Mr.
Please,
Chairman,
go ahead and add it to your agenda, please.
one other item I have been asked to bring to the board's attention and seek your consideration for adding this to the agenda as well, and that is a review of the MPO budget request.
Okay, this has been this particular agenda item or request, as y'all recall, was brought up here a few weeks ago, and of course, the motion to approve it did not get the support and was voted down. But I have had some requests to take a look at it for reconsideration. And so what I'd like to do as well is, by a show of hands, any of the commissioners that would like to have it reconsidered and put back on the agenda for reconsideration for tomorrow night. If I could get that by a show of hands. Okay. Any opposed? Okay. So it's 3-2, so we'll put it back on the agenda for reconsideration. Okay. All right. Thank you. Is there any other business? Hearing none, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.